This is Sam Proof from Who Would Win Masters. We've opened new official channels and we want you there. Follow Who Would Win Masters on Instagram and subscribe to youtube.com/@WhoWouldWinMasters. And on YouTube, click the Visit Community button to leave your 1v1 battle challenges. Leave a comment and you might just hear it read on the show. Be a part of the arena, be a part of the debate. Now let's dive in.
If you're the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, you know having a trusted partner makes all the difference. That's why, hands down, you count on Grainger for auto reordering. With on-time restocks, your team will have the cut-resistant gloves they need at the start of their shift. And you can end your day knowing they've got safety well in hand. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hello and welcome back to another wrap-up episode of Who Would Win Masters. Tonight we open the ballot box on a fight that short-circuited destiny itself, a battle where the Force met firmware, space magic, first tech magic, cloaks first code. I'm Sam Proof on all the socials, and we're diving into your comments, show reviews, and votes to find out who you crown supreme in the Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Vader, versus the Monarch of Metal and Mysticism, Dr. Doom. And remember, these wrapped episodes are shot live, and you can join us if you are a member of our Patreon. So find us over at patreon.com/whowouldwinmasters, and you could be in the chat right now heckling us like Matthew Dawson. All right. Our guest for this battle was an old school Who Would Win alum, Jay Sandlin of J3 Boxing, repping the dark side of the Force, and he's back with us tonight. Jay, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us again. It was a pleasure having you. How did you feel coming back into the chair, the debate chair?
Well, Sam, I will need you to refer to me as Jay Sandlin III, Prime Minister of Shortlandia. If you're aware, Shortlandia is my country. I am the prime minister over. It's height 5'7" and under to get in.
Rough. Got it.
Not rough. If you're too tall, you can still passport into it. We call it a short pass. Get your short pass into it. Or you can just step over the fence.
I mean, Sam, it's Shortlandia. What did you think it was, like 6'9" and below? Like, what are you talking about?
I haven't even introduced you yet, sir.
Well, I can't talk yet. Sorry.
The rules of Ditto.
Listen, we had some technical problems. I lost track of where we were at. I'm not here. Ignore me.
All right, fine. Let's move on. We'll do it. And representing Dr. Doom, a man who believes the holidays are about three things: family, friends, and absolutely being 100% right all of the time. Much like Dr. Doom himself, he combines science and sorcery, except one of those is beer and the other one is beer. I am talking about the one and only Ray Stacanis. Welcome, Ray, who has been with us this whole time.
I'll be honest, Sam Proof, you've had a lot of intros of me, and let me say right now, I feel seen after this one.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad. I do my research occasionally, maybe a little bit. You know, Ray, I know that the rest of the country's getting into the winter vibes, but it's been like 80s mid 80s in California. Are you feeling the holiday spirit, or are you ready to go to Hawaii because you are wearing that shirt?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Sam Proof, I spent the majority of last week, this week as we record this, in North Carolina. I was in Raleigh, North Carolina, where it was repping about 30 to 32 degrees at night. I got to see actual snow, and I got to freeze my little tail off, which for me, who just a week ago celebrated my 20 living in Los Angeles. It's been 20 years since I moved, almost to the day. And I'll say right now, I'm not tough anymore. I used to be tough. Raleigh has shown me I am no longer tough. I am battling a cold, some sinus issues. Jay told me earlier that I'm sounding great. We'll see in an hour. We will see where this goes as I abuse my voice. And behind the scenes, pull back the curtain. I'm recording another podcast after this one today. What are we even doing with our lives?
Yeah. No, it hits mid-50s, and I'm like, time for the sweater.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. When I first moved to Los Angeles, I would be out with like shorts on in the wintertime in December when I first moved here, being like, why is no one here tough? And as I sit here today before you, I am no longer tough. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah,
I hate to let it go this way, but that's what happened.
Yeah. I'm over here in Alabama.
How's Alabama this time of year?
It's gotta be cold.
Shortlandia, Alabama. We're seeing east to 60s weather, 40s, 50s.
Right.
So it's pretty cold for us. We don't know what to do in Alabama when it gets cold. We lose ourselves.
I'll be straight. It got up to like 80 degrees where I am today, so I cannot relate, and that's fine. It hit 82 in beautiful Mission Hills, California today, and that's how I like it in December. Somebody told me something scientific is happening that is actually bad that it's 82 degrees in December in Mission Hills, California, but I say, let's do it anyway.
Yeah, he has a whole stockpile of Aquanet somehow that he just goes outside and sprays around.
I am just spraying CFCs into the atmosphere like you wouldn't believe.
It's terrible.
It's 1983 where I am.
Matthew Dawson in the chat, which you could be here if you had the Patreon, asks, did you get a haircut, Ray? Looking spiffy.
Look, I might need to come clean because I did in the barber chair earlier today. I did, in fact, get a haircut. No one cares. Let's move on.
Cool. Yeah, we'll get into the reviews in just a second. I just want to remind everyone we did launch our own YouTube page recently, so you can find us at youtube.com/@whowouldwinmasters and catch all of the archives. And if you subscribe to our channel, this happens. I want to thank all of our most recent subscribers on the YouTube: Forbidden Mob, Bjorn, The Viking, Mordecai 13, and It's Tokamiya. Subscribe to us and maybe I'll get your name next time. And again, that is youtube.com/@whowouldwinmasters, and check out @whowouldwinmasters/community, where you can post your own like battle matchups, gauntlets, and just other geeky stuff. So with that being said, I think it's time to get into some reviews. We ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Excellent. I have the council from Shortlandia there. All right, I'll start things off. This one is idea from Do Doctor Who versus someone. Do Doctor Who versus someone. Just please use Doctor Who. Great show. Don't really care for the new cover art or whatever you call it. I like the old stuff better. I haven't even seen. Oh, yeah. No, I guess I know what our cover art looks like.
No idea. Look, he's obviously got very strong opinions about cover art that I don't fully understand, and that's fine. Here's the deal. Like what you like. Don't like what you don't like. You gave me 5 stars. Yeah. I do not care. You know what? And we don't normally talk about this, but, I'm feeling loose on a wonderful evening here. And we did, in fact, get, and I hate to say it, y'all, we got a 1-star review from someone who did not like the fact that this show has separated from the other entity and we have gone our own way. He was a big fan of the show as it existed years ago. And you know what? A moment of silence, because he won't hear this. I will not say their name, but you know what? It's fine. If you think, quite honestly, that doing the right thing in many different ways ruined your life, then by all means, get mad at a podcast. That moment of silence is over. I'm ready to move on to our next 5-star review. Yeah. Because it turns out this even stuff out like in a tilting seesaw with a large child way. It's called Suggestion. This show is awesome. From Train Drifter. Train Drifter, thank you for listening. He says, I assume it could be a she. They say, this show is cool, but we need, all caps, need Thomas the Tank Engine any decade versus Christine from Stephen King. Now, I didn't know, and this is the part that got me, I didn't know Thomas the Tank Engine had decade considerations for the power level of the character. How up on your Thomas the Tank Engine lore are the both of you?
I believe
think
that
he can.
Thomas. What did Thomas debut in like the 80s, or was he before that?
Sounds.
Thomas the Tank Engine's been around a while. You guys talk amongst yourself. I'm going to find this out.
Oh, he's going to Google things and pretend to be smarter than us.
No, I know this off the top of my head. I just need to remember, Sam Proof.
Well,
it actually turns out.
Fair.
I think he's more steam powered in the OG Thomas. He's got more steam and coal than he does in the modern era, where he's kind of an electric based train mixed with that. So I'm kind of feeling like he's going to get a power up with that electric boost to his locomotive.
Oh, I remember now. Originally,
okay.
Thomas the Tank Engine was a series of books published in 1945. Wow. And did you know that his 1946 book, Thomas the Tank Engine, the second book in the Railway series, was the focus of the 4 stories of the LB and SCR E2 class? I mean, this is just stuff I remember off the top of my head. It turns out that in 1979, British writer and producer Britt Allcroft came across the books and said, let's make a TV show. Wow. I mean, I just remembered all that off the top of my head. Fantastic.
Shiny Time Station.
Photographic.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Wow.
I have that photographic memory for things I read in front of me.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about this one. I feel like the unkillable car still wins no matter what power level Thomas is.
I would take Thomas the Tank Engine over Christine 9 days out of the week. I think that's a fun battle. I don't know if we'll ever do it, but it's a fun battle. I have pitched Christine to be on the show before. Underrated classic. If you like horror films and haven't given Christine from the 80s a try, it is a shockingly good movie that holds up very well.
Now, I don't know. How would you declare the battle over? When one of them can't move anymore? Like if Christine gets flipped on Christine could get flipped on the bat on its, over and not be able to drive anymore, but wouldn't necessarily be dead. But it would be, Christine would have to be pretty, unless Christine just sits on the tracks, she's got a lot of distance, like she can drive anywhere while Thomas is constricted to that track.
It's true. It makes it really tough. Maybe instead of Thomas the Tank Engine, and I hate to take anything away from the Train Whisperer, or, I got his name totally wrong. Don't worry about that. The Train Drifter. What if we did Choo Choo Charles, which is the Thomas the Tank Engine, but mascot horror version from low-budget video games, one of my favorite low-budget horror games that has ever been released. I'm just saying, we got angles here.
All right. I like
Shocktober when?
Yeah, we got a little time to think this through, I suppose. Have we done, have you, I suppose, because I haven't been around long enough, have you done more Stephen King stuff in the past? Like, have we done a Cujo show?
You know what? I feel like we've done Pennywise the Clown before.
Yeah. And
I don't know that we've done any other Stephen King characters. We've done Carrie. I'm pretty sure we've done Carrie before as well.
Okay. All right.
And I'm sure there's more. I'm just blanking. But obviously, we're dealing in a new era, Sam Proof. We don't talk about the past here. Anyway, let's pass it to Jay Sandlin.
There we go.
Let's move on because we have to reveal, Sam. We have to reveal the results.
Yeah.
So that was funny to me. I don't care.
In the chat, Matthew Dawson asked, will we be getting the results of Smaug versus Airwolf this episode? And
it's like someone saw our beat sheet.
Yeah. We will not only be getting the Darth Vader and Dr. Doom results, we will be revealing the Airwolf and Smaug results. And we're going to do that like right now. But keep in mind, you could be voting on these polls at our Patreon, patreon.com/whowouldwinmasters. All right, let's get into it. We still don't have a drum roll, I assume. You want to pretend to fumble with the
It never got
buttons?
fixed. I don't know what's going on with Riverside here. Hold on. Let me try it again. Maybe they fixed it.
Oh, okay.
It looks like it might be fixed. Hold on. Here we go. Are you ready for this? Here we go.
It's a Riverside Christmas miracle. All right, the final vote for Airwolf versus Smaug with 71% of the people's vote. It is Airwolf, the helicopter in the sky from the 80s. Sorry, Smaug, with only 29%, Ray. Yeah.
I don't feel like that's appropriate. All right, stop cheering.
Where did those people
Studio
just showed
audience,
up in
get
your
outta here.
garage? That was weird.
I just broomed them out.
Yeah. And again, for memory's sake, in the unofficial poll over at the Mortalverse Discord, it was
We love our
100%,
Mortalverse friends.
I believe, 100% in favor
100%
of
of
Smog.
the people pre-battle said Smog would win, and apparently people think Airwolf won. Look, I'm going to give it up right now to Kevin Israel. He did a fantastic job.
He did great.
Was it enough? I disagree. You said he won. The people said he won.
I did.
Who am I to argue other than me?
I mean,
I'm going to say Ray is right on that one.
Thank
wow.
you. It was a tough battle. I'm not going to say it wasn't.
Yeah. I said this last wrap up when we were actually doing the wrap up for Airwolf versus Smog. This is the one battle decision that I took with me for the entirety of the next week, where I just kept playing it out inside my head. Usually I make my decision, I let it go, the people vote, and I'm happy with everything. And this one, I was like, well, wait a minute, what about this? And what about that? And I just could not stop thinking about it. And I feel like we could do this one again in the future.
You know, when we first were putting this show together, Sam, we were talking about, well, the people obviously might disagree with you. We've had a lot of bad judges' decisions over the course of the entirety of Who Would Win show. And we said, it's important to give the people a voice. But it turns out we have one battle to go this season. The people have agreed with you 100% of the time. Did I just discover Sam Proof is the greatest judge in Who Would Win history? I don't know. It's hard to argue because the people agree every single time. I really thought there'd be more dissent. You're allowed to disagree with Sam Proof, people. Now, granted, Sam says I win a lot.
I thought this might be the battle where it turned the tide, but it was not. All right, let's move on.
So
we got the actual most important poll. That is the one that is current and happening. Well, not anymore. It's closed now, but here's
the deal, Sam. So I'm going to say right now, we have the Mortalverse poll. We have well, it wasn't when we wrote the document, but I have updated it, and you haven't had a chance to see it. So why don't you tell us the Mortalverse poll for Dr. Doom versus Darth Vader? And I'll do something I never do because I looked into it because I made a boo-boo when setting up there were late votes that came in. So we do have to update the Dr. Doom from when this document was written a few hours ago.
All right, fair enough. All right, so in that case, no drum roll needed. This is the unofficial Mortalverse poll pre-battle before anyone knows who's repping who, before they've heard anything, with a whopping 91% of the Mortalverse viewership. Dr. Doom gets the win. What is 9%?
Well, that's exciting.
For, the
but
Dark
that was
Lord
before anybody heard the battle.
That is before. Yes,
it is important. It's an important distinction to make. That sight unseen. They don't necessarily know who's repping who. They was just these two people. Your gut feeling. Who do you got? And it was overwhelming in the face of Dr. Doom. But late votes did come into our Patreon poll. Patreon.com/whowouldwinmasters. And I'm excited for that because it means that new people are joining. But our Patreon poll, 70% to 30%.
Wow.
70% of the people who voted said Dr. Doom won the battle. So I'm going to, if I knew how to do this, I'm going to give myself an official pat on the back. Nope, that's not it. I just gave myself the air horn. I don't know how anything works. The point I'm trying to make is Jay Sandlin's arguments were so good that a pre-battle 91% came down 21 points, which is honestly kind of impressive. That being said, I heard nothing. Literally, Jay, I've heard nothing but positive comments about how you did on the show. People are excited to have you come back on again. This is a thing we did not plan to ask. Would you like to come back on the show again? What a chance for you to rub my face in it and show me up here in the moment. I am vulnerable to you. Would you like to come back on the show? The people would like that.
I would love to. You just tell me the time and the place. I will take my mini bite out of the driveway of Shortlandia because it only extends like to my property. There's like a vacant lot next door that I'm trying to annex right now.
Nice.
But there's that whole thing about invading U.S. soil. But yeah, I'll hop on the mini bike, get on my, raise my chair up to where I can meet the mic, and we'll go again, Ray versus Jay.
I love it. Yeah, this has been a battle. Yeah,
Sorry.
what's up with that? No,
Any
do it.
possible characters upcoming to rep? Well, it depends on which fandom we want to go with. If we're sticking with the comic books, my man has always been Spider-Man.
Sure.
I love every character in Young Justice, like Superboy, Miss Martian, Kid Flash.
Okay.
Big fan lately of I've been a big Flash fan lately. I think with the reboots coming, Lobo has been in the news lately. They've been showing Jason Momoa as Lobo in the upcoming Supergirl trailer. So he might be one worth considering as well.
I like that a lot. You know what, Jay?
Yeah,
when Supergirl gets close, let's do this again, and you can have Lobo, and I'll figure out who I'm repping.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
I love that idea. So now we all have a pact. We have to stay alive to next summer. Good job, everybody.
But if you want me, I hope you'll have me back before next summer. I'm around.
Here's the deal. We may be making some calls. I never know how anything's going to go on a day-to-day basis.
Well, that's okay. Shortlandia only has 10 cans in a string, but I'm sure we'll get your call.
I love this.
Sweet.
Plumbing, plumbing in 2028.
But outhouses are underrated. I'll go ahead and say it. You put a moon on the door so it doesn't blow up, and I'm here for it.
There you go.
We're going to read some comments. You ready to read some comments, Mr. Sam Proof? We got quite a few. Like, here's the deal. I tried to be as open and honest a couple weeks ago as possible, with the fact that the Facebook group disappeared, with the fact that we had to, essentially get removed from our own Patreon, start a new one, the deal, Instagram, all of the different ways that we were extricated from the assignment. We have new things everywhere. And actually we have before we do comments, Sam Proof, you want to talk about the new Discord really quick?
Yeah, we've got a new Discord. I can't tell you the invite link because it's a Discord link and it's a bunch of jumbly numbers. But if you head over to, it should be on any of our other socials. And if it's not there now, it will be soon. But yes, we have a Discord. And here's a quick motivational jump at it. Those are words that make sense together. The first 25 people who join up on the Discord, we have a special channel. You look right at the top there. It says rewards. Grab this now. It's got 2 diamonds. Go in there, click a little thing. And as one of the first 25 members to join the Discord, you will get an exclusive badge for bragging rights
like that
you can hold over everyone else. Go.
And I'm going to say right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you where that link is. That link is in one place, and that is patreon.com/whowouldwinmasters.
Nice.
We made a decision that whether you are a paid member or if you join us as a free member, you will get access to the Discord. So you don't have to pay us a single dollar if you don't want to. If you join as a free member, you will have access to the link, and it will get you on the Discord. And I'm going to tell you right now, that post on Patreon will go live roughly 1 minute after this episode goes live on the feed.
Cool. All right, let's break it down. Let's get into the comments.
Let's do the comments. I'm going to start off here. We got Lord Moxford batting lead off here. He says, from Dr. Seuss to Dr. Eggman, Dr. Pepper to the Doctor of Thugonomics, nobody brings it like Dr. Doom. An incredible mixture of magic, science, and strength is just too much for Vader. Besides, when it comes down to it, if I may quote the 1997 classic Chasing Amy, we disagree. When he pulls off his mask to reveal a feeble, crusty old white man, that is no match for Dr. Doom. Hashtag Ray is right. Hashtag Sam's decision. Hashtag cuteavalanche.com.
Oh,
how about that?
That's nice. Hey, Nar, you want to make cat noises? You're actually quiet. All right. Well, that's fantastic.
As if on cue.
Yeah. Now Kevin Smith has to come on here. That's just an obligation.
Bring it, Kevin Smith.
That's how it is.
I'm ready for your nonsense. Dogma was fantastic. Didn't like Chasing Amy.
It was very different. That's all I have to say. They both were kind of.
It's not my
all
favorite.
Right. Yeah. Moving on. Nate says, wow, absolutely loved that episode and loved hearing Jay back in the Who Would Win arena. I give the slightest edge to Ray. So there you go. The slightest edge has been drawn for you.
There you go. Jay, how do you have anything you want to say to Nate, who loved hearing you back in the arena?
That just warms my heart, Nate the Great. I appreciate that. And I had to give the tip of the hat to Ray. I knew Dr. Doom was going to be a tough hombre to overcome, as you say. But really, you take off the mask there, Sam, and neither of them look that great.
That's fair.
Fact. To be fair, Vader does look like late-term Billy Joel. So we do have that going for us. I'll say it. Look, we went to the Mortalverse Discord. We're going to soon be, what we had the Facebook page for before. We're hoping that our Who Would Win Discord takes up the mantle of, even though that was a large Facebook group, it went away. We all know the pain. But for the moment, we're going back to the Mortalverse Discord where they have a Who Would Win section. Thank you to our friends Matthew Dawson and the Mortalverse audio drama series. And your Discord, Krubin, with a K, says Anakin gets bent and spanked.
Ooh.
Realistically, Doom outstats Vader in every capacity and could potentially null his force and, by proxy, his capability of breathing in the event his life support gets broken due to the lack of force keeping him alive via his extensive knowledge of magic, which, as we know, is seemingly almost limitless. Krubin, I agree that was a little rough, but I do agree.
Very good point about disabling the life support.
Yeah, that was definitely something that I don't think was brought up during the episode, and that is a very crucial tactic.
It's a tough argument to make, given that we saw Princess Leia be out there in the vacuum of space and fly back in using the Force. It is a little tough to argue that would be enough to take down a guy like Vader after that feat exists in the Star Wars world. Whether you like it or not, it happened.
Yeah. I think the tech just takes the edge off of him needing to sustain through the Force, right? Like that might not be the silver bullet. But yeah.
Well, think about Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith Lords. You had that guy Darth Sion, whose body had completely failed him, but he was literally keeping himself together, holding his life force together with his hatred in the dark side, for fans of that game. And Vader was a bit the same. Like his hate would relieve him of some of his injuries. He always wanted to use the Force to repair his body. But in the Shadows of the Empire book, it actually reads that going into the dark side to repair his body, the relief he would feel from the repair would diminish his connection to the dark side.
Interesting.
Which is why darkness can't really be used to heal. So that's you got to stay angry like Darth Sion, And
then you got to debuff. You can never buff. Yeah, I get it.
Right. Cam Film Buff, speaking of buffs, says Vader ain't no slouch. The guy has murdered kids, betrayed his family, and doesn't need his empire to crush his enemies. Full stop. That's it.
Fair point. Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
He agrees with Vader. I'm going to go with Havoc, who says, no, Vader wins.
Ooh.
Doom relies on tech and magic. Vader relies on the Force, which he maintains access to no matter what you do. He relies on tech to do physical movements, but realistically, even if Doom cuts off Vader's suit, he could just call upon the Force to survive. Yeah, I mean, look, that is an absolute argument. I believe Jay made that argument pretty well on the show, and it's just a matter of which one compelled you further. That's really it. At the end of the day, look, you can make the argument, and this is the fun part of Who Would Win style battles. Yeah. You can make the argument for one versus another. There is no definitive answer because we learned this from the NFL. Even if one team is better than another, at the end of the day, anybody could beat anybody on any given Sunday. We saw the Tennessee Titans win a match. For gosh sakes, they won a game a couple weeks ago. Anything's possible on a week-to-week basis. These two characters may fight, and depending on the day, a different person wins. That's the fun of all of the above.
Moving on, Bjorn the Viking said, I love how Ray did the throwback line to Jay. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a fight before?
He noticed that.
Glad we had some fan service.
Where did that come from?
Well, who knows? Nobody knows. Came from nowhere.
Nice.
Lord
nice.
Snert says, fantastic episode. I didn't think it would be that close for Vader. Dr. Doom is a ridiculously rad character. Ray did a great job repping this iconic villain. Lord Sturts, I say thank you. But also more dap for Jay, who came in, having not done a who would win battle in a few years, we'll say, to my knowledge at least, and came in and absolutely hit the ground running. So I definitely appreciated the passion and the energy and the prowess that was brought to the table.
And my tooth hurt too, remember?
That's right. How's your tooth doing, by the way?
I don't know how it's doing at all because it's gone now. It had to be removed. You should have seen me the next day after this who would win debate. I woke up and my head was swollen up. I was a beach ball. I looked hilarious.
Well, I'm glad that you waited till the day after the battle to swell up like a beach ball on camera.
God, it's terrible. Everyone, go to the dentist.
That's a true professional right there.
Keep an eye on your teeth. Forbidden Mob just recently subscribed to us on the YouTube. Thank you. Says 10 out of 10 episode. Both Jay and Ray brought their A game. Jay, you have me looking at the Force a bit differently with your explanation of it not being magic but something else, which now I agree with you. Dark energy versus dark science is so appropriate, Sam. Hey, thanks to me. The first point mentioned Vader being able to find Doom's mental weakness, his ego, using Force intimidation. A good effort, but I'm with Ray. He'd shrug off this emotional assault. He's not being corrupted. He is corrupted. He knows himself. Also, Ray sold me on Doom's magic. He competes for the best magic user on the regular, which has to be leagues more powerful than just the Force. Doom's teleportation would work great on the slow Vader. The Force choke, I think that's supposed to be a comma there instead of periods. Doom's armor would counter it through countermeasures. It adapts, or Doom would problem solve with teleporting or an energy blade. Again, as Ray said, Doom drew blood from the Hulk, went toe-to-toe with the Thing. He'd crush Doom easily with a couple punches. Wait, is that seems like a mistype there?
No, absolutely. He would crush Vader with a couple punches. Okay, yeah, maybe it was a mistype. He'd
Ray
crush,
didn't mention this.
Doom, exclamation point. Easily with a couple punches. We can do some Simpsons punctuation on this and it'll be fine.
Ray didn't mention this. Doom can fly, which makes him an aerial threat, giving him another advantage. The lightsaber, I feel, could cut with time Doom's armor, but he'd have to be standing still, allowing the pressure of the blade to slowly cut through his force field and armor. Vader was repped very well, but Ray repped Dr. Doom's spell, Doom for all. Jay, please come back soon. You put up an epic fight. And yeah, I think that's what it comes down to, is come back and we'll do another.
That's
awesome.
It. So, look, William Schmidt on here. William Schmidt, long-term fan of the show. He's been a judge on the show before, and in my opinion, one of the best judges that we've ever had. A very analytical mind. You know, we've had actual lawyers come on the show and debate me before. And William Schmidt, while not a lawyer, has the mind of a lawyer. So I haven't read this full comment, but I respect it walking in the door. William Schmidt says, old nerd fact check. Here we go. In Star Wars, the battle droids with the force fields, droidekas or destroyer droids, give Jedis all kinds of problems. These fields dampen and even stop force powers completely. They're also impervious to lightsabers. I think that Dr. Doom's force field would prevent Vader from using the force against him in a similar way to the destroyer droids, taking away the options of force choke and crushing Doom's armor. Likewise, these same force fields would also stop his lightsaber strikes, so Vader would be at a very big disadvantage in this battle. Because of this force field information, and based on the strategies and tactics that Jay and Ray presented, I'd have to give this battle to Ray and Dr. Doom. I don't recall it mentioned in the episode, but something I think I could also come into play with this battle is Dr. Doom's technopathy, control over machines. Vader is reliant on a machine to walk, breathe, attack, etc. I think that after Doom had a few energy blasts deflected, be Vader's lightsaber, it would use this power to turn it off. Or he would use his skills magic to scan Vader's makeup and deactivate some of the most important components in Vader's armor, like the life support.
Yeah. And there's that life support argument again. I mean,
I didn't want to press myself on the life support argument, because the argument that the Force could overcome life support, to me at least, was too strong for me to put all my eggs in that basket. I don't like putting my main drive into an argument that could be slapped aside like Neo from the Matrix, you know?
Well, I'm going to have to throw out to our friend there a false equivalency with the Droideka.
Fantastic.
Droideka do have those kind of, force fields. They don't block force powers. Yoda in the Clone Wars is easily able to just lift up with, a battalion of them on his own. So I don't think they would present much of a challenge to a guy like Vader. Even the lower level Jedi like Kanan Jarrus is able to take on the Mandalorian Protectorate, who have the energy shield, on their hands. So, they can definitely block a lightsaber. I don't see them blocking the Force.
Interesting.
False equivalency.
False equivalency. Take that, William Schmidt. And we did get a late one. Sam, this one didn't make the rundown. I have one more comment from Eric Heiding, who's been on the show. Hi, Eric.
Nice.
He says, this is one for the ages. Great show. Really. 2 top dogs going at it, and Sam was there too. Wow, Sam, you got a shout out. Vader has his Force choke. He also can move fast, like when Kenobi and Qui-Gon did the first fight of episode 1 against the battle droids. However, we never see Vader do it. I still think Doom had too many tricks up his sleeve. He's fought people with all kinds of powers and gadgets, so he naturally has defenses against them, like how Tony kept on improving his stuff after every movie, because Tony Stark learns. Vader has only really gone up against a few different types of people with no powers, and also Jedi. He could fight them, but it would be hard to go against others with different power sets. Doom has all that in his arsenal, and he can already defend it much easier. Eric Heiding steps in, thinking on Doom as well. And that is all the comments that we had for this episode that were deigned to read. You can absolutely go on our new Discord as you hear this now. Costs no money. Join as a free member. Get on the Discord. You can tell us. We will read your stuff on the air. We do not care. I want to have you involved if you are listening to this show. But hit us up on the Instagram, on the YouTube, Patreon, obviously, all of the above. We want to hear what you have to say. We think this show works better as a community-driven event.
Absolutely. And that being said, we'll be right back after this break.
Maybe. Have you ever searched yourself online? The results can be surprising, sometimes unsettling, let me tell you. Your phone number, home address, and even details about your family are out there, whether you agreed to it or not. That's because data brokers are collecting and selling your information to marketing scammers, basically anyone who's willing to pay. It's the reason these robocallers know your name and why ads seem to track you across every screen. It is a digital nightmare. Well, Aura could be your solution. You cannot conceive of how many different scummy data organizations there are out there. When I used this service, I was shocked at finding out there are hundreds of places my info could be found. Hundreds! And Aura can shut a lot of that down. And if your identity's ever stolen, you're backed up by $5 million in insurance and 24/7 US-based fraud support to help you recover quickly. Look, other services charge about the same, but they only cover 1-2 areas maybe. With Aura, you get it all. Data broker removal, credit and identity monitoring, device protection, fraud support. It's all in one simple app. Aura removes what's already exposed, protects what's not, and puts you back in control. Right now, you can try Aura free for 14 days when you visit aura.com/remove. That's enough time for Aura to start removing your personal information from these data broker sites. Sign up today at aura.com/remove and get the peace of mind that your privacy, identity, and finances are safeguarded. That's aura.com/remove. Certain terms apply. See the site for details.
If you're an HVAC technician and a call comes in, Grainger knows that you need a partner that helps you find the right product, fast and hassle-free. And you know that when the first problem of the day is a clanking blower motor, there's no need to break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product details, you're confident you'll soon have everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back. If you thought we were done, not even close. Oh, go ahead, Ray.
No, we're back, and I cut you off before you could even invite us back, because in the chat, Matthew Dawson, who we did not hear from, he had something to say.
Oh, yeah.
Sam, would you like to read the chat since I did 2 in a row?
Is this both of these messages? Yeah, we'll do them both.
Yeah, do
Matthew
it. Why
Dawson
not?
said, Jay won me over with differentiating the Force with usual magic. If Doom was unfamiliar with it, he wouldn't be able to counter the Force choke. And then, coincidentally, mentioning the droidicas, he said, young nerd counterfact, if you played Lego Star Wars, you'd know that you can attack droidicas from above with a lightsaber to get through their force fields.
About that?
Food for thought.
So I don't know what to think anymore. I do know that
It's
we
all
have an
space
email
magic
here.
to me.
Did you know that you can write us at whowouldwinmasters@gmail.com? We previously had plugged a different email address that we unfortunately no longer have access to, just like many aspects of the social media that we were promised. Don't worry about that. The point I'm trying to make here is you could email us at whowouldwinmasters@gmail.com. And our friend Luke, who writes the show, he emails. And Luke, we love hearing from you. Sam, you'll talk about it. If you want to join the show, you can also message us there, send us a demo. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Says from Luke, says, Dear Ray, I know that the Super Bowl isn't until next February, but since I know through the OG Who Would Win show that you really like NFL Super Pro, I like where this is going. Could you and Sam and other people for Who Would Win Masters do an episode/battle with NFL Super Pro battling somebody? I personally think that it would be a very good throwback style episode, plus Super Pro versus Boba Fett. #Ray was right that day. You don't need to ask me to do an NFL Super Pro episode. He is literally my favorite character from Marvel Comics, Mr. Grayfield, who was a #1 overall draft pick football player for, I believe, the Philadelphia Eagles. Later on, due to knee injuries, never played a down in the NFL. Very upsetting preseason injuries. Later went to the home of an NFL superfan who built super NFL armor that does, in fact, mirror Tony Stark's Iron Man armor in many ways. But thieves collecting memorabilia broke into the house during the meeting and set it on fire. And while the collector did, in fact, perish, NFL Super Pro Philip Grayfield, he took the armor and became a superhero, an NFL-themed superhero. I love this. I can't say enough to find out that one of my writing heroes, Buzz Dixon, from Transformers and G.I. Joe, wrote issues of it, was maybe one of the most eye-popping, exciting moments of my life. The answer is yes. I would love to do an NFL Super Pro episode for the Super Bowl. Right. But he has like a second point to his email. More. Also, he says, I'm glad that somewhat recent time back, there we go, you decided to start including intro stories for how the characters might meet on a first encounter, start your Who Would Win Masters episodes. Now look, this was a thing from day one, and I need to do a mea culpa. That's always been there. This. And thank you, Matthew Dawson, for pointing it out. I just forgot to edit Sam's battle intros into the episodes for like 5 or 6 of them. And Matthew Dawson writes me out of the blue and says, hey, Ray, remember when you had those intros? I go, yeah, we're still doing them. He goes, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
And I go, oh, Sam's been recording them and sending to me, and I have not been editing them into the show. That is embarrassing.
Ray's just been listening to them by himself. He's got like a smoking jacket.
They're great.
A whiskey, a
fireplace. I've been enjoying them greatly, just for me. So now they're at the start of every episode. That's the point is. So what he'd like to say is he has a suggestion. He really misses the jokes that we used to make about the characters when we would do the honors and announce the battle during the initial Who Would Win show. They made him laugh like bananas. I'm sure there are others who missed that part too. He wrote me some of his favorite examples. And yes, I'm an egomaniac, so I want to read about some times when I was hilarious. No one's arguing with me, so he goes, ding, ding, ding. Representing Marvel Comics, the martial artist who's annoying to call on the phone since he only picks up after 10 rings, Shang-Chi. And representing the world of anime, the half-dog demon whose entire story arc is one giant game of fetch, Inuyasha. He wrote a few more. Should I do them? Do we want this? I'm going to do the I have 5 written down. I'm just going to do them.
All right.
We're doing a show. Representing Nintendo, the plumber who proves that what doesn't kill you makes you smaller, Mario. And representing Sega, the hedgehog who stopped eating Taco Bell because it kept giving him the runs, Sonic the Hedgehog.
I get it. Because he's fast.
Representing the world of anime, the Hokage who knows that 2's company, 3's a crowd, but 100 is a fight, Naruto Uzumaki. And representing Image Comics, the Viltrumite who's 10% power and 90% stash, Omni-Man. All right, 2 more.
Okay.
He wrote more than this. I cut it down. Representing Marvel Comics, the hero who must be a big fan of recycling since he was the first on his team to go green, the Incredible Hulk. And representing the world of anime, the moon princess who thinks that hamburgers made from asteroids must taste better, probably because they're a little meteor, Sailor Moon. God, I'm really good at writing these jokes. Okay, last one. These are killing me. Representing the world of anime, the alien who's not trying to hurt your feelings, he's just saying.
Oh, no.
Goku. And representing DC, the man that idiots have been mistaking for a bird or a plane for more than 80 years,
That's good.
Superman.
Like that. That's a good one. That's the one to
end
go
on
out
on a banger. Yeah.
I recall
Among
trying
many,
to throw
many
some
others,
puns in here
smiley
earlier
face.
and getting a lot of guff. But
Sam, if you can do puns, do puns. The people
I'll bring 'em
obviously
back.
respond to it. Some of those lines are from like 5 years ago. So
Wow.
obviously they stay with people. And you know what? It's embarrassing. It's ridiculous. It's a lot of fun. I love writing bad jokes. I've done it for a long time. I will keep doing it. I don't know that I'm going to keep doing it for the show.
Somebody
As
in the
Matthew
chat
Dawson
says-
said on stream,
Yeah.
maybe some things need to stay dead. I hope so, because I don't want to
Yeah,
talk about that anymore.
let's move it on. All right.
I'm going to start
us
first
off?
because I wrote the rundown. I finished The Sopranos, everybody.
Nice.
I did my 6th season Sopranos rewatch. If you don't understand what happened in the final moments of The Sopranos, I question your media literacy. The show goes out of its way, in a rewatch especially. The entire last season is about what happens in the last moments, who does it, and why they do it. If you don't understand that Tony Soprano dies in the last scene because Phil Leotardo and a small crew, also involving Paulie Walnuts, his close companion, if you don't understand that that's what happened, I am sorry for you. It is obvious. They make it so obvious. The idea that there's a question about it 20 years later is embarrassing to the country of America.
Yeah. It's not lost, folks. They're not playing with metaphors here. It's an island is an island.
No. I've never seen a single episode.
It's very good. There are sore, what do you say? There you could see the rough around the edges, 25 years later. I will definitely say I did enjoy it a lot, but especially as we get into the final season, Phil Leotardo literally has a meeting where he says we're going to take him out. We're going to bring in people from out of town to do it. Previous seasons told him 3 a.m., which refers to not a time of day, but a facing on the clock. If you look at where he is seated in the final scene, and the fact that they keep cutting back to a stranger we've never seen before who goes into the bathroom to Tony's right, at 3 o'clock to where he is sitting. And the fact that he has a whole conversation with Silvio Dante and Bobby Bacala about how you never see it coming. Things just go dark in the moment. And then he is sitting there. And then a guy goes into the restroom to his right. And then things just go dark when you know that Phil Leotardo, who died earlier in the episode, I get it. who also said, leave Polly alone in a previous moment. If I'm spoiling a 25-year-old show, shame on you. You should have seen it by now. The whole point is they telegraph every single piece of this finale throughout the entirety of the show, but specifically the last season. If you don't understand what happens there, you are a buffoon and should not be taken seriously when it comes to moments of media. Jay, I look forward to your rewatch to tell me I'm wrong.
I'm sorry, were you saying something?
Nobody knows. People usually tune out during the Ray parts and come back for the J parts, and that's fine.
Well,
Sam, what have you been watching lately? I don't want to talk about The Sopranos anymore.
Yeah. No, we recently watched Jay Kelly, which is that feature film that was by Netflix and originally went to theaters and then pretty quickly to streaming as well. It's a George Clooney vehicle. Basically, George Clooney playing George Clooney, as best I can tell, with Adam Sandler playing his manager, and then a bunch of other actors in and out. Billy Crudup makes a great bit part as Billy Crudup. It's a very similar character he plays to his character on The Morning Show without the success, but it's very similar feeling. But yeah, the whole movie is George Clooney as the titular Jay Kelly character, who is a very famous actor trying to almost make amends with his own stardom. And it's a slow movie because it's that's what it is, right? It doesn't sound like a lot of action or anything. There's a little scene here and there that's like a little fast paced, but yeah, it's an interesting, I'll say, character study. It's definitely got that like we're going for some kind of big awards feel to it.
Boy, one of those.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's a comedy. It's a drama. Mostly, it's a drama. The comedy is in kind of like a sarcastic place, right? So I could see a lot of people tuning out and being like, I need to check TikTok right now. I think it might be worth it, but do what you got to do.
Fair enough.
It's worth a mention. I don't know if it's worth an endorsement.
Sometimes we watch media and that's how it is. Jay, what have you been checking out lately?
All right. Well, I got on my mini bike. I went to the nearest movie theater, quite the trek from Shortlandia. And I decided to get in touch with my sensitive side. Even though I don't have a girlfriend, I went to go see a chick flick, the new movie Eternity, that's still in theaters now. It's directed by David Frayne, and the film stars the Scarlet Witch herself, Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh, nice.
Also has Miles Teller and Callum Turner.
Nice.
Miles Teller from that Fantastic Four movie nobody's going to mention again. But the plot is very creative. It follows a woman who she must choose between two men. One was her first husband and the other was her second husband. She has to choose which one she's going to spend her eternity with. And it's, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a real creative premise that when you die, you go to this giant hotel and you have 7 days to choose an eternity. And the convention center there is like booths all set up advertising what eternities they have. Like there's a beach eternity, there's mountains, there's like a Star Trek space eternity. You could spend anything you can imagine is an eternity. But the catch is you have 7 days to choose one, but when you choose, you never get to leave it.
Wow.
You are there. And Elizabeth Olsen's character had a first husband that died in the Korean War, so they weren't married very long. And then her second husband, they were married for over 60 years. So which one does she choose? I'll let you go and see the movie and find out how it goes. It's a lot of twists. And I gave it high praise.
That's a good premise.
My big question about this is, how does Billy Crudup relate to this movie?
I'm sure he's in one of the eternities.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He doesn't, as Dr. Manhattan, he doesn't step in.
No, that we got no blue waving genitals in this one.
Okay. You know what? To
Missed
be fair,
opportunity.
there should be a warning label for blue waving genitals, and I do agree. I'm going to talk about a video game I played. I just played through all the way, and I just finished it last night. It's sort of an indie game. It's an indie horror game. It's called Mouth Washing. I don't expect anybody here to know what I'm talking about, but you can get it on Steam. It was billed as a very disturbing first-person game, and it was that. It is a low budget but very interesting emotional journey. The idea behind it is that you are playing as a first person of a group of 5 people who are on a spaceship, and you are space truckers, but AI is about to take all of the space trucking jobs. And so you are going across with a payload that you are not allowed to take a look at, and a crash happens and everything goes terribly and everybody kind of goes insane. And it is a very interesting cerebral game. It is, like I say, if you don't like things that are a bit disturbing, despite the low polys, you might not enjoy this game. But if you like first person, trippy horror experiences, maybe on a single A level, this is a very good game to check out. I'm probably speaking to only about 3 people in the audience right now who probably have already played it. But if you want to check it out on Steam, it's, I don't know, like $10 or something. Definitely worth some time. It's not overly long. It doesn't overstay its welcome. But Mouth Washing, that's the name of this game. And I enjoyed it. It was in an anime store at the mall, and they had clips from it on the TV. And I said, I got to go check this thing out when I got home. So that's what I have done. Explore new media, everybody. It's often rewarding.
Nice. Terrible name, but nice. But good.
Well, it makes sense after you play it, because the whole time I'm like, why is this called that? It tracks eventually.
All right. Okay. So I just watched the entire second season of Apple TV's Palm Royale, which stars Kristen Wiig, who in the first season, just kind of an average person who finds her way into the Palm Beach elites and wealthy, and, actually ends up marrying into that whole society and becoming a part of it. It's a comedy, but like kind of a murder mystery thing going on. And it's just got a bunch of great, mostly female characters. It's got Carol Burnett, Leslie Bibb, and Allison Janney, as well as Ricky Martin in it. And it's everything on Apple TV is fantastic.
Kind of.
And it's a good time. It's easy to watch. It's funny. If you like Kristen Wiig and Carol Burnett, it's a good time. Anyway, Jay, anything else you've been watching?
Yeah, well, I was talking about being into some true crime lately, and Netflix put out this shocking true story. I guess it falls under true crime, but it's called Unknown Number, the High School Catfish. Have we heard about this?
Not at all.
Oh, yeah.
Starting in October 2020, this high school girl and her boyfriend started receiving aggressive text messages from various unknown numbers that were generated by an app, so they were impossible to block completely.
Oh, wow.
And the texts were very vulgar and threatening. Telling these kids to commit, unalive themselves, and very sexual messages to the young man. They investigated this for years, and I don't know if I should spoil it or not. It's been out since August, but I definitely recommend going to see it to find out who was sending the message. You'll never guess who it was that was sending these messages to them, but it was very messed up. So if you're into some messed up stuff, like I am, like these guys are, definitely check it out. Unknown Number, the High School Catfish on Netflix.
So wait, I do have one question about this, Jay. Was it sent by Wendy's social media as part of a viral campaign?
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Okay.
No.
I don't want to spoil anything, but if it was, bad job, Wendy.
Yeah. This is a Wendy's, Ray.
Wow.
I have one more I want to talk about real quick.
Yep.
I've been watching season 2 of Gen V. That would be The Boys spinoff on Amazon Prime Video. I am not connecting with this season. I'm about 5 episodes out of 8 into it.
Same.
Really?
I'm just not getting into it, man. I really like season 1 a lot. And I think a big problem, and this is nothing they could do anything about, but the best character, the most charismatic performer of season 1 passed away after season 1 came out. So they couldn't use him for season 2. So they had to use his death in the show as a springboard. And I am just not vibing with what they are doing. And I wonder if something's wrong with me, but I just think it doesn't have the same energy, the same clarity. And I would like to finish season 2. I want to get through it. There's another new spinoff coming from The Boys, and I like this world that Amazon Prime has put together better than the comic books specifically. And I'm very I wish I was enjoying Gen V season 2 as much as I enjoyed season 1. Jay, you're on the same boat?
Yeah, same boat. I enjoyed season 1, but excuse me. I enjoyed season 1, relatively speaking, and season 2, I've not been able to finish it.
Yeah, I have to kind of push myself to watch another episode. And I hate that we've come to this.
There's going to be a prequel series as well, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's another new spinoff coming that I'm totally into. I'm ready to take in whatever they have to offer. I don't know what it is. I'm just not connecting with this season.
I think the prequel series is going to feature Soldier Boy.
Into it.
Oh, that would make sense. Yeah, sure. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I honestly was sitting here thinking about it, and I was like, did I start watching that? Did I finish watching that? So I guess it didn't connect with me, or I haven't watched it yet. I feel like I did, but I don't know. The one thing that I did watch, again, this is an Apple TV, is a show called Bad Monkey with Vince Vaughn. Playing basically Vince Vaughn, but this is the best version of Vince Vaughn playing Vince Vaughn I've seen. And he is he's playing like a detective who gets kicked off the force and is investigating this elusive one-armed man. And it's really good. I don't want to talk too much about it because I think people should just go watch this. The thing I want to say is, and I didn't even realize this until like 3 episodes in, the entire soundtrack for this show is covers of Tom Petty. And
interesting.
The minute I realized that, I was like, oh, this is so cool. I think this is so well done. Because it's not like it took me out of it. Like I was like, every time I was like, oh, there's the Tom Petty song. But I was like, it's so good. Because you can be like, what Tom Petty song goes here? How do I want this played? And then they get it. They get someone to, a version that is that, emotion. And I'm like, it's a cool little thing. So yeah, check out Bad Monkey on Apple TV.
Bad Monkey. I've heard good things about that. Jay, you got one more you want to talk about, or are we good?
I've been playing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, my new favorite fighting game we were talking about.
That's right.
Just real quick, my favorite character is probably Cell Saga Gohan with that Super Saiyan 2 transformation. His you can do all the different outfits, of course. I like him in the Saiyan armor, but I kind of prefer him in the purple gi. At any game when you can, have the Ginyu Force loaded in as your characters, gotta have fun with that.
I love that. I'm a big fan of Android 9, voiced in America by everyone's favorite Philip Wilburn, who's one of my favorite performers of all time. If you don't know, you should know. He is on Reclaim Detroit. I'm going to say. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I like me some Dragon Ball Z. Hey, that rhymes. We're going to get out of here in a sec. Go. Here's the deal. Join the Patreon as a free member, as a paid member, whatever is appropriate for you. And you can get on our Discord. There is a link going up right away. I want to say right now, there is a post going up as this goes live. You can go to immediately and join our new Patreon, join our new Discord. I want to have you as a member. We do have to talk about the next battle because no one will let me get out of here because I keep almost forgetting. So I've had to add it to the rundown. We will be doing a special battle. This is a special themed battle with Stranger Things that is coming out all over December.
Sweet.
So we will be doing Vecna. He's back, everybody.
All right.
Versus the Scarlet Witch. And special guest debater for this show. Oh, crap. I just saw who it is. We got William Schmidt, William
Nice.
Schmidt, the smartest man in the room, has agreed to come on here. Video game executive producer, one of the biggest D&D fans on the planet. I don't know which side he's taking as of this moment, but either way, he's going to know both of these characters back and forth. This is, as Matthew Dawson said in our chat, a banger matchup. I agree. To close out this first season of Who Would Win Masters, William Schmidt will be coming on to do Vecna versus the Scarlet Witch. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah,
Can't wait to listen.
That's awesome. Yeah. All right, Jay, thank you so much for joining us. I know it's getting late for you. Want to get out of here.
I just want to say that matchup there, I don't know who's going to win, but I think a whole planet would be required for the battlefield.
Probably
2.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. Fair call.
I got some work ahead of me is what I see here.
Yeah, no, it's going to be super interesting. I'm excited. Jay, you want to tell people where they can find you before you get out of here?
Yeah, hit me up on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook at J3Boxing, and I've joined the Discord as well. So
I was just going to say that. I was like, yeah.
So let's chat it up. I can't wait to hear this next episode.
All right. Well, thank you again for joining us, and we will definitely have you back sooner than later. Folks, thank you so much for listening, and join us next week for this battle that takes us out of this year. It's going to be awesome, and you can keep the debate going over on our Instagram, over on our Patreon and our Discord, and make sure you sign up to the Patreon at patreon.com/whowouldwinmasters. And if you think you've got what it takes to be a part of Who Would Win Masters, record a 1-minute video demo of yourself and send it to whowouldwinmasters@gmail.com. And who knows, maybe we'll see you in the challenger's chair next time. For Who Would Win Masters, this is Sam Proof. Stay strong.
If you're the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, you know having a trusted partner makes all the difference. That's why, hands down, you count on Grainger for auto reordering. With on-time restocks, your team will have the cut-resistant gloves they need at the start of their shift. And you can end your day knowing they've got safety well in hand. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.